Everybody knows what a spice is. It is something you pull out of your cupboard to add to your food when you want to make it taste better. And I bet the first thing you add to your food to improve the taste is salt. And guess what? Salt is not a spice, but it is a seasoning. So what's the difference? In cooking, seasoning is the process of adding a substance to food that enhances that food's flavor and also helps preserve it, and maybe add an interesting color along the way. Salt may be the most popular seasoning in the world, and it is not a spice. It is a non-organic crystalline mineral which is harvested from salt mines or by evaporating seawater. While spices, which are also seasonings, are part of the organic world. They are dried, crushed, and ground into a powder parts of plants that contain aromatic oils. These oils make your taste buds feel alive, but they are also designed by Mother Nature to serve as a protection against microorganisms such as bad bacteria, microbes, and molds. By dressing up your food with spices, you kill two birds with one stone, so to speak, creating a better taste and prolonging the goodness of your leftovers till the next mealtime. The plant parts that are used for producing spices can be fruits, seeds, flowers, bark, or roots of the aromatic plants. For example, black pepper or peppercorn is the cooked and dried fruit of a tropical vine called Piper nigrum. White peppercorns are seeds of the ripe Piper nigrum fruits, and green pepper is the dried, unripe fruit of the same vine. Red peppercorns are also dry fruits, but from a completely different plant. The Peruvian pepper tree, Shynus smalley, also called California pepper tree, as this graceful evergreen tree is commonly used as an ornamental tree in California. Cloves are the aromatic flower buds of the tree Syzygium aromaticum, native to Indonesia. Saffron is the most expensive spice by weight. It is derived from parts of the Crocus sativus flower, commonly known as the saffron crocus. The vivid crimson stigma and styles called threads are collected and dried to be used mainly as a seasoning and coloring agent in food. There is a huge variety of ground red pepper spice, which comes from the dried fruit and seeds of peppers from the capsicum family, such as cayenne and chili peppers. Cinnamon is a spice obtained from the inner bark of several tree species from the genus Cinnamomum, mostly grown in Indonesia and China. Turmeric powder is the dried and ground rhizomes or underground parts of the stem of the turmeric plant. Celery powder spice is made from the dried and ground true root of a celery plant. And then there are herbs, which are mainly leaves with some stem of aromatic plants that are also used as seasonings. Most herbs, such as basil or parsley, come from herbaceous plants, which are plants with no woody stems. But a few do come from woody plants, such as bay leaf and rosemary. The same plant can produce both herbs and spices, depending on what part of the plant is being used. Cilantro, either fresh green or dried leaves, is an herb. But coriander, which is the seed of the exactly same plant, is a spice. And dried ground herbs used in cooking recipes are sometimes called spices. The terminology of an herb and a spice has largely become interchangeable depending upon the content it is used in. Most of the spices as well as herbs have medicinal qualities. When referred to by an herbalist, a spice is usually called an herb when used medicinally in tinctures or teas. The very word herb evokes a meditative feeling of calm and communicates healing. The word spice, on the other hand, communicates excitement and festive celebration. It evokes curiosity and anticipation of something new. It speaks of faraway, exotic lands and expansive discoveries. As the word spice excites our minds, so do tastes of spices excite our tongues and make our gastric juices rise. The more exciting the taste that is hitting the tongue, the louder is the call for action delivered to our digestive system by our nervous system. And there is one special category of spices, the hot spice like red pepper, the cayenne, the chili pepper, that also alerts the immune system to start watching for bugs that might be entering your body with the food. Some years ago, I was staying at the Delhi University Women's Hostel with a group of students from Moscow, Russia. In the morning, our hosts took us to the university canteen with a big buffet of exotic smelling and looking foods. Exotic for us, of course. Long story short, none of us white girls could eat any of that. Even a small morsel of that food felt like it was burning a hole in our tongues. We watched and wondered how the local girls were cleaning off their own plates. And then one of them said, "Because we're raised eating this food, our stomachs are like iron. You go out now, and if you eat the street food, you'd probably die from food poisoning. I go out, and I can eat anything I want out there." And so, here we have it. The hotter the climate is, the higher is the possibility of food spoiling faster. To counteract the spoiling, people use more spices in hot climate cuisines. The top 10 countries that eat the spiciest foods are India, Sri Lanka, Mexico, some provinces of China, Thailand, Tunisia, Malaysia, Ethiopia, Bhutan, and Jamaica. Fortunately, nature provides wisely and generously. Most spices are indigenous to and are grown commercially in subtropical and tropical regions, India being the world's largest producer, consumer, and exporter of spices. In my next video, I'll be covering some curious facts about a few spices that come from that region: cardamom, black pepper, cloves, and turmeric. So stay tuned and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the little bell next to the subscribe button. Then you'll get notified every time a new video is published. My Authentic Gardening channel is all about plants we appreciate, coexist with, eat, and garden. Hop in on board and join the crew of supporters who keep this ship sailing.